friends, hello and welcome back. Hopefully everyone's having a lovely day. So we said, hey, what if we flashed it back? We said, hey, what if every single team in the NHL had an opportunity to get one final year here in 2023-2024 with the GOAT of their franchise, the best player of their franchise's history, at least according to EA Sports. We said, let's load it up. Teams like the Anaheim Ducks seen Teemu Selanne return, now playing with Trevor Zegras and company, really bolstering up that first line over there. Jeremy Roenick making his presence known, and what is a pretty solid center core over there now in Arizona. Boston's going to pick up, you guessed it, the man, the myth, the legend, Bobby Orr. As if that defense wasn't good enough, could you imagine saying Charlie McAvoy or Lindholm? It's just not going to work out right now. You guys are playing the second line. Could you imagine telling Brandon Carlo he's going to be a third liner? Their defense, the team's already so nasty over there in Boston. You bring another player over. Let's go over to Buffalo. Buffalo, I believe, picked up, was it a goaltender? I think they had a goaltender, which could be exactly what Buffalo's looking for. Yeah, Dominic Hasek. They really didn't have any depth there at the goaltender position. Now you bring in one of the best of all time. Oh, they're going to be in good shape there. Francis is going to be the addition for the Carolina Hurricanes. Again, another team that was looking good down the middle, and now they're looking better down the middle. You go over to Columbus. Now, Columbus, I really wanted to add Artemi Panarin, because in my opinion that was the best to play for this franchise, but we didn't want to mess with other people's teams. That was the problem here. I don't want to take away from another team, because I was kind of like punishing the Rangers currently if we took off a current player from another roster. So we did take Rick Nash for the Blue Jackets there. Calgary going to see Jerome again, though. What a storied career he had, and what a lovely career he did have while over there in Calgary. Calgary once again trying to get that Gaudreau, Lindholm, and who was the other guy? And Monahan kind of lined back together, but now Lindholm, Monahan, or Lindholm, Huberdeau, and Iginla. Taylor Hall, Connor Bedard on the first line. They're still going to have to carry things, because it's going to be Chris Chelios on defense. And hey, good defenseman can change the game for a team. We'll see if he can do that for the Chicago Blackhawks. Colorado, I believe Colorado picked up a goaltender, as if they needed any sort of help on this already loaded team. You're going to put one of the highest rated goalie in NHL in the game in Patrick Wall. Going over to the Dallas Stars, we have, is it Bobby, right? It's Bob. No, it's Brett as well. Where's Bobby? Where's Bobby? Okay, we tried not to use the same players multiple times there. Brett Holdo on the Dallas Stars. I'm trying to think if we had him on another team or not. Some reason I was thinking it was Bobby. Is Bobby in the game? What's his overall? Not that good? Anyway, he's going to be over here on the Dallas Stars. Detroit's going to have Patrick Kane, Dylan Larkin, and, wait for it, Gordie frickin' Howe. Big addition there. Ah, jeez. Don't even start with me, EA. Don't even start. You already had the two best centers in the league by such a wide margin, it felt like, and now you add the greatest of all time, and you're going to play him with Connor McDavid. There's no way you're stopping this team. That's going to be insane to see the numbers that team puts up. We have Kachuk, we have Reinhardt, who is Ekblad Forsing. Was it a goaltender? Oh yeah, it's Roberto Luongo. Luongo's going to add to the Florida Panthers, and that'll be a big addition for the Panthers. The team that already won big on a goalie once, they're going to have it a second time now. They like them big goaltenders over there now that we think about it. What is that, like Robinson? Yeah, Robinson's over there for the LA Kings. Minnesota has miss him, Marco Rossi. I feel like they didn't have a high overall player. Was it a goaltender? Who did you have, Minnesota? I'm trying to think now. I know it wasn't a high player. Oh, Nolan. They had Owen Nolan, a team that's, only been in the league a couple of decades. Hasn't ran through a lot of big alumni players, kind of like the Blue Jackets there. Then you have Monahan, Suzuki, and here we go. Another team. Not too bad. Kind of below average, depth-wise and everything. But if you bring in Patrick Wall, how would the Montreal Canadiens do? I just realized that we did indeed not, use Patrick Wall twice. But I think that's an exception. I do think that's an exception. For the most part, though, those two players really, really close in overall rating. We tried not to use the same one twice. Who is known for more on one team than the other. But I feel like Patrick Wall is one of those guys. He was known for both places he was at. I mean, he was ridiculously good. That's the first thing I thought. I forgot all about him being on both teams. New Jersey, they're going to get... Oh, yeah, that's right. They're going to get Brodeur. I was like, man, they had so many solid players. Marty Berger is going to be in net for the New Jersey Devils. A big addition to their team. Feeling like they're almost a goaltender away right now to be a Stanley Cup winner. They're going to get that. How about Peter Forsberg? The Forsbergler over there in Smashville. The Islanders got to pick up, what is it, a defense? What was it, goaltender? They're going to get a goaltender. At first, I thought there wouldn't be a lot of teams with a lot of goaltenders. New York's not even going to upgrade. They're going to have a backup goalie tandem now. Backup goalie duo, tandem in general. That's going to be disgusting, though. Kind of surprising. That that's all they got going on there. You got to do what you can do with it, though, over there in New York. You're going to have Mark Messier now playing with Panarin and Blake Wheeler. That's going to be something. That's going to be something over there in New York. Over to Ottawa, it is not Tarasenko. It is Daniel Chara. I forgot about Chara. Chara getting his upgrade overall bump back up after being out of the league for a couple years now. Undeservedly so, of course. I mean, that's a freak of an athlete and a freak of a player. Who was... Oh, Eric Lindros. Duh. Lindros, Couturier, once again, that 1-2 punch is returning down the middle for Philadelphia, and we literally mean 1-2 punch when we talk Lindros. EA says Lemieux, Gretzky, or Crosby, y'all got to play together with Gensel. Nobody's going to stop you. This is kind of like the McDavid and Gretzky situation. Good luck stopping these guys. How about Crosby? He's 37, 36 now this part of the year, and he is just best player in the league still, kind of vibes. Top 5. I mean, there's players better. Man, is he just tearing it up this year. Seattle did not have any players. They have no alumni association, just like Vegas. And the thing is, again, we didn't want to take away current players. So unfortunately for them, not in the league long enough, they're going to be not present in this particular video. Defense, Rob Blake for the San Jose Sharks. Again, San Jose, a team that's been big on defensemen in the past. Will it capitalize? St. Louis, speaking of big on defensemen, one of the biggest you'll ever run into, Chris Pronger, making a squad for St. Louis. Tampa Bay is going to add, are they going to add a goaltender or St. Louis? They add, Dennis Savard. Savard, Point, Kucherov. Again, jeez. Some of these teams have a disgusting first line. We're going to see what they can do here. Toronto picked up. Did Toronto get a goaltender? Let me look here. Marner, Nylander, Bertuzzi, John Tavares. I think they did. Oh, they did. They got Johnny Power. Another team could be a goaltender away from winning a Stanley Cup. Daniel Sedin going over to... That's going to bother me. Nah, we ain't going to do that. That's going to bother me. Something about it, yeah. It's not sitting. Damn, that PD overall, though. Just kidding. We ain't messing with anybody's lines. We'll do what EA wants to do here. What's best generated. It is bothering me a little bit, though. Nikolai Ehlers. Velarde. Who would they have? A defenseman? Yeah, that is a defenseman. Sergei Savard. Big addition here for the Winnipeg Jets. And last but not least, we're going to see the one, the only Adam Oates play with Alex Ovechkin. We're going to see if once again the Washington Capitals can kind of get that 1-2 punch where you have Ovechkin and Nicholas Backstrom, and now you have Ovechkin and Adam Oates over there. I would assume we're going to take the Boston Bruins because we want to see a team that's in the playoffs. I would assume Boston just cakewalks it in the playoffs. There's already a team that dominates everybody. And they said, let's go ahead and add the best defenseman of all time on this team and see what possibly could happen. What could go wrong? The thing that's always so interesting about that is I thought we turned off injuries, and apparently we didn't. And that was a mistake because look at all these injuries. Headlines, man, I got to do that. We're usering every single team. We would have been in this sim for... I'm trying. Let me out of it. Let me out. I understand now. Let me leave. Woo, made it. I know good and well we turned those injuries off. I always going to go back and make sure we was using every team. But I swear we changed them off, turn them off again. But man, you want to talk about how long would a season mode sim take if you used every team with injuries on? Oh, you'd be here all day. Edit lines, yeah, we're going to go best lines because Donato's back. Hope all these players are back. Don't we know he's losing any players? Yeah, they're all back. That's great. That's perfect. That's what we wanted to see. Give everybody a fair chance here. Oh, except for Ryan Suter was available to play now. I thought we fixed this. Apparently, there's more injuries than I thought there was. Okay, now we should be good. We didn't see any big names out, so we should be good there. Nonetheless, Boston started 8-5-1. Is this the first time? No, we've had one video post-Christmas. How's everybody's Christmas? How do you guys do? Do you guys have a good time? New Year's coming up. You guys do a lot for New Year's? I'm old. You know what? I was just thinking the other day. It's like, I don't remember the last time New Year's was like super relevant to me. I remember as a younger, it's like, oh, the New Year's was a blast because you always had, you had the New Year's parties and everything else. And it's like, Quinn's 27 now. I don't know. That it's the littler things that entertain me more these days. It's not the same. I know it's not the same. I'm be in bed or at work, one or the other. What day of the week is it? It might depend on the weekday. Nonetheless, hopefully y'all still, celebrate, do what you gotta do, enjoy your time, especially if you're in school still. Really, last 2 days before you have to go back to school. Second half of the year coming up there. Sorry to remind you guys. 42-20. Did that just happen? Oh, they made playoffs. I thought they missed 42 games. 42 wins is not a playoff team. They had 95 points. They got lucky. They got really lucky to make playoffs. That's wild. Again, the thing with Boston is they don't exactly have a team on paper that is win a Stanley Cup material in a video game. They're such a good coach team, such a collective unit when it comes to all that, where it's like, it's amazing what they do year in and year out. It seems like every year they walk in and say that's their last year, and it's not. They just find ways. I mean, they got Pavel Francouz first line and they're winning games. 97 points out of Tampa, 96 out of the Wings, and 95 out of the Bruins. So Gordie Howe making a huge impact on the Detroit Red Wings. Ottawa still just short of playoffs. Patrick Wall could not help out the Canadiens. It looks like the teams that added the goaltenders were the bottom cellar dwellers of the Atlantic. So that did not seem to be the answer for them. In a century, you have Colorado 104, Winnipeg with 99. That seemed not to hurt the Colorado Avalanche much. They didn't see much of an improvement probably either. I mean, they probably get 104 with or without their goaltender. Winnipeg, obviously, though, big addition at 99 points, 98 out of the Stars. Minnesota with the smaller upgrade, still squeaking into playoffs over teams like added Chris Pronger, Chris Chelios, Peter Forsberg. Minnesota climbing their way into there. Here, let's look at the Metro. Carolina W, top of the league. New York with Mark Messier, 100 points. The Devils, we was talking about how they do with a goaltender, already a playoff contender. Pittsburgh, 98 points with, how's the points for look? 3.43. Is that the best in the league? It looked like Washington actually did better at that Medon on Oates combination. I was wondering with Pittsburgh because of that top line of Lemieux and Crosby. Blue Jackets making the playoffs. Good for the Blue Jackets. How many points did they get? 93. Washington just missing playoffs. One of the highest scoring teams in the league, and they're going to miss playoffs. Looking at, that's the Western Conference. Look at the Pacific. You had Vancouver make up 105. The Kings 105. Edmonton 103. And there's the team who we thought had the most points in the league, and they did 3.6. Anaheim squeaking into playoffs with Selanne. How about Anaheim bouncing back? Vegas going to miss. Kraken going to miss. Calgary going to miss. San Jose going to miss. Looking at the team players with the most points in the league, Brad Marchand did finish with 98. Pasternak with 96, both of them nearing 40-some goals on the season. As far as the entire league goes, Nathan MacKinnon. He said, I don't need no stinking fancy forward, best player in the league. I'll take care of it. A team that just gained a goaltender, Nathan MacKinnon said, don't worry, I'll still be the best and I'll still be the good of this team. Don't worry about it. Mario Lemieux had 102 points over the play with Crosby. Kucherov still driving the ship over there in Tampa, 99. Marchand again at 98, 96 out of Pasternak. I would imagine having a guy like Bobby Orr slinging it up there to you probably helped drastically. Hole at 94. Gretzky at 94. Did I not see McDavid? I didn't see McDavid. See, we was wondering this, how much did it make an impact of those playing together? Because in all reality, I mean, it is two playmakers, probably like having a puckle up. But in reality, I mean, you put those together, you think 180 points. Teemu Selanne had 93. Ovechkin had 93, 55 goals. Adam Oates, what a combination. I was wondering how that would do, and it was glorious. Over there in Washington, Sidney Crosby 91, Kyle Connor 88, Jack Hughes had 88, Leon Draisaitl in the second unit, well over a point per game. Still, Matthews just over a point per game with 54 goals. Gordie Howe just over a point per game. I was kind of curious how he was going to do over there. And again, we've seen him turn into a playoff team, so he did all right. As far as the goaltenders are concerned, there's Patrick. There's Patty, 914 save percentage, 2.79 goals against. Ottinger, Vassie, and we're not seeing, again, any of the other goaltenders, at least from a wins department standpoint. There's Marty Brodeur, 916, 2.78, so he had a good season, a great season. Dominic Cash had 900, barely above 900. Wasn't above 900, right at it. Buffalo's defense, the team around him, I guess, just couldn't hold it down. Bauer had 911, a 2.96 for the Toronto Maple Leafs, 32 wins, 30 losses. Who else was we missing there? Fleury. There's Patrick Wall again, 902. Not the same story over there for Montreal. Roberto, 901 with a 3.19. A lot of shots given up, and not the best of save percentages there for Lou. Let's go ahead, though. Jump into the postseason. I'm trying to think who my favorite would be. I'm saying it ain't Boston. It's probably got to be Colorado. We'll see what Colorado can do. They're going to face Anaheim in the first round of the playoffs. We will go ahead and get to the end of these playoffs. No particular favorite here. Just going to say who could get the go. And Anaheim's going to bounce in the first round. Anaheim said, we'll be seeing in Colorado. It was nice doing business with you. Anaheim has been hot. They've been on a mission. Teemu Selanne said, let me put this team on the back. It's not a big deal. And we're going to bounce in the second round. But let me put the team on the back when we bounce this first round. Dallas, New York in the Stanley Cup Finals. Mark Messier and company trying to go up against a loaded Dallas Stars team, and they're going to do it. The leadership of Mark Messier is going to see the New York Rangers, Artemi Panarin, Messier, Shesterkin win themselves a Stanley Cup. That team's just too good. That team is just too good. Art Ross McKinnon, Memorial McKinnon, James Norris with the Quinn Hughes, Gretzky got the Lady Bing, Carter going to Connor Bedard, Blake Willigan going to Conn Smythe. Vezina going to Cam Talbot. All right, Cammy Kins, I see you. Mario Lemieux getting to Franklin J. Ted Lindsay going to McKinnon. Ovechkin getting to Maurice. And that is it for the awards. That is it for this video. As always, if you enjoyed the video, I appreciate you liking, subscribing. You never have to. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.